You are a warrior. You have been recruited to fight in a battle. Hey, this battle is about a man's life, about where you will spend what? Eternity. That's what this is about. It's brief. All this is where I sort pigs all the time. There's going to come a time that we too will be sorted. If we have did what he's asking. That code of conduct, no, you can't earn it. But here's what you can do. After you have been gave that free gift, you can love somebody. You can show somebody else a love of Christ. If you will do that, then what have you done? And I have to say this too before I sit down. Hey, that part that there will be many who will say, Lord, Lord, I've done these things in your name. And he's going to say, what? Depart from me, I never knew you. Why would he say that? Why would he say something if you've gotten that and did these things? Because you tried to earn it. But there's one more direction he's going. You didn't do it from your heart. Hey, you didn't do it with love. You didn't do it for the benefit of somebody else. What did we do? Stopped and we thought about ourselves. That's not what it's about. He hung on the cross, and it wasn't about him. Who was that about? He could have been anything. He could have been anything in the world. Imagine if they gave me a choice and came in and said, Daryl, you can be anything. What would I have chosen? I wouldn't have chosen the cross. No. I'd have been a doctor. I'd have been a lawyer. I'd have been somebody important. Wouldn't have chose the cross. But what did he choose? To serve somebody. Who? Us, right? To make himself a living sacrifice for what? For our sins. It was about us. It wasn't about him. That's what this is saying. Love somebody. The love of Christ is about doing something for somebody else. Helping what? Helping others find what? Salvation. Salvation. It's short, guys. I see it all the time now. It's going to happen. There's going to come a time it's going to be me. It's going to come a time it's going to be you. It's going to come a time it's going to be them. If they don't know him, depart from me. I never knew you. It's just that simple. It's brief. Our lives are what? But a vapor. That's saying what? We're only here for a short time. But that's what this is, a code of conduct. If you love me, you'll do these things. What? Why is he saying that? I will see if you are sincere or not. I'll see if you have what inside your heart? The love of Christ. All we can really do is what? We can love somebody, impact somebody else's life, and then it's on him. But I trust him to do what he said he would, right? Who else am I going to trust? Nobody but him. I've lived long enough to realize things happen. Hey, that may be what you thought I said, but that's not what I said. But he's not going to do that. But we as well have to what? Do as best we can. Make a conscious effort to love somebody. How hard is that, guys? Really, how hard is that? How hard is that? Here's how easy it is. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be quiet. And I'm going to shut up. Here's how you do it. Forget about yourself. I'm not going to do what Daryl wants to do. Daryl wants to do some things, but I can't do what Daryl wants to do. I have to do what the Lord would have me do. I have to pray about it. Hey, when I stumble, I have to pray about it. I have to give it to him. I have to get back up tomorrow in the morning and go make a conscious effort to do it over and over and over. I fall off the wagon all the time, as you will as well. But here's what he asks us to do, to get back up and try. But you have to make a conscious effort to try. Hey, you have to struggle, strive, endure, and do what you can. He's coming back. Going to happen fast. I was 18 just last week, it seems. I'm not 18 now. And I don't know where it went. Hey, that's the sad part. I don't know where I was. I don't know how it happened. How does that happen? It's called life, right? And there's some folks here older than I am who are saying the same thing. That's just how fast it happened. But the point is, it happens. The very real thing at the end of this life, we're going to stand before Christ. When we stand before him, what are we going to do? We will give an account of our lives. Is there anything that you can do that cannot be forgiven? No, there's not. If you'll ask for forgiveness, and if you're sincere, and if you'll ask it out of the goodness of your heart, if you're sincere. But here is what he's saying. You better be sincere. That code of conduct is real. He said it, I didn't. And here's what I don't want to happen. Hey, this life is tough. It hadn't gone the way I had planned. In fact, not very much is going the way I had it planned, but that's okay. He's going to fix that at the end of it because I'm going home with you. But here's what has to go as planned. When I stand before him, he has to say, well done, my long and faithful servant. He has to say, Daryl, I'm going to give this to you. You stutter and you look funny, you short and you act weird sometimes. But I'm going to give this to you. Why? Simply because I love you. Simply because I love you. Not because anything that you've done, but you did what? And you tried. You made a conscious effort. And you made a conscious effort. But I'm going to say something. In school, there were stars. There was A's and B's. But you know what? I also remember that there was an E down on the bottom of that report. Effort. That's what he's asking for. And you better be sure you get that E in this life. And that E is what? Is that you tried. You've done the best that you could do. When you stumble, you better get up tomorrow and you better get back on that horse. And if you fall again the next day, you better get back up and get right back on. Why? Because it's brief. It's short. We have to do what he's asked of us. Why is that so important? Why is that so important? Why is that so important? Somebody did that for me. Somebody did that for you. Somebody did it for you. Did for you. That's how you found it, right? That's how you found it, that narrow gate. Somebody spent time and sat down and they witnessed and impacted your life, right? Right? So that is what's expected of you. The same rod in which you will be judged by, the same thing that was expected of somebody else, in turn, is also expected of you. Why is that so difficult? Why is it so difficult? It's hard when your name starts with a capital D, but here's what I've learned. It's not that it's a capital D, it's simply a D. Here's what I found, it's a lowercase d. It's a small d. I'm not important. I'm not. Here's what's important. The things that I do for him in this life, that's all that's important. What's going to follow us? What? Somebody tell me what's going to follow us. Our works. Now, those works won't earn our way in heaven, but what's going to follow us is our works. Our efforts to impact somebody else's life. And he's going to reward you for those efforts. And I'm going to sit down and shut up, and I'm going to say this. Here's what I found. And I found it here, and I'm going to say something. I'm going to say this. Here's what I found. Once I open up my heart and learn to love somebody and share that with somebody, I find self-fulfillment. And I heard her say something, because what she said about mixing it up. Oh, Lord, put everything in the bowl and the pot and blend it and stir it up. And that's where I found that's where it tastes the best. That's where it feels the best. That's where it's the best. That's where I'm here amongst you. We need to mix everything up. But after it's been mixed up, what do we need to have? What? The love of Christ. It needs to be about the Lord. And it can't be about us. Now, why do I say mix everything up? We're all trying to get where? We're trying to get where? So talk to me this morning, y'all. So we're trying to go where? That's what's wrong with us. Y'all inside the world, they can't hear us. Trying to go to heaven. Oh, really? Are you? Are you going where? I don't think I want to go. We are on a mission. We are in a battle. We are in the midst of a journey. We're trying to fill the bus, guys. We are an agent of Christ. We're acting on his behalf. That's what we're here for. We are what? The body of Christ. His arms, his legs, and what? His feet. What did I feel when I needed help? I felt him, but how did I feel him? Through y'all. You're important, right? Here's how you are important. You've always been important. If you'll humble yourselves and allow yourself to be used by Christ, It's going to impact and change other people's lives. And I keep saying impact. But here's what I mean. It's going to show people the love of Christ. It's going to introduce people to the Lord. It's going to change their lives. It's going to change where they spend eternity. That's what my impact is. Have you ever just stopped and helped somebody for no reason whatsoever at all that's happened to me, and after they did that, how did I feel? Why did they do it, Lord? Why did they do it? They didn't have to. They didn't know me. They just did it. And after a time, I knew it was from who? From him. It made me do what? Stop and think about who? Him. That's why our works are so important. That's why our works are so important. This is a code of conduct. It's what's expected of us. Why is it expected of us? And I'm going to say this, a light. If you take a light and you light a light, and if you put a shade over it, what good have you done? When I sat back there for that long and didn't say anything, what good had I done? But at least now you can hear me, right? I'm up here hollering and screaming. That's what he's asked. That's all I can do well is holler and scream. You do what you do. You do you. You have a gift. Everybody has one. Somebody knows computers. Somebody can sing. Or somebody can read. Hey, whatever you do it for the Lord. That's all it's saying. And don't judge nobody. Forgive one another. It just tells us how to love each other, right? I like her no matter what. She eat Yorks all the time, but that's okay. I still love Betty. Text. He has something to say all the time and how he says he blows me away. But I still love him. We're different, right? Hey, does that mean anything? Have the same wants, needs, and desires, right? What is our desire for? The love of Christ, right? What do we have to get to heaven? The love of the Lord. What do we have to do? We have to love others as we love ourselves. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to say it. There's some things we have to do. There were some things he did, right? He did it freely. And I'm going to take back what I just said. You don't have to do it because you got free will. Free will will get you to hell, y'all. And I'm not going. I'm not going that route. My grandmother made me understand real quick about free will. You have to serve or you're going to hell. We're here to serve. It's just that simple. Hey, there's some folks hear that term, I ain't going to serve here nobody. If you don't, you're going to hell. That's plainly put. That's simple. Why are you going to hell? Not because you didn't love Christ, what you didn't accept it into your heart, but you didn't do what he asked you. And I'm going to close with this. He says what? A man who hears this and reads this, and I'll tell you what's funny. Everybody here can read what you can read as well as I read. And I don't read that well, but I even understand. If you hear these things and if you don't do them, he says, what you are like unto a foolish man. He says your house will fall. What is he saying? He's saying you're going to hell. I'm going to put it plain and simple. We're out here in the sticks, so I'm going to talk like we talk out here in the sticks. Mean you're going to hell. And who is it on? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And here's what you can't tell the Lord once you stand before him. Daryl said this. This is what Brother Robert said. This is what so-and-so said. So so-and-so said, here's what the Lord is going to say. I know what was in your heart the whole time. I know why you did what you did. I know why you acted the way you acted. Daryl, you thought you was a little bit better than everybody else. You're not going to help them or her or him. I helped you. You look funny. You smell funny half the time. You stink half the time. But I was still there for you. Why were you not there for them or him or her? Here's what I've learned, EMT. I didn't just become an EMT. I had to pass a national register exam to become an EMT. But here's what I found. I've always been that. If you're working for Christ, if you're doing what the Lord has asked of you, then you've always been that. And there is a test that you have to pass. Well, I'm going to close with this. There's a big old test that you have to pass. And that test is what? And if you've not did what? What he's asking you. And he said that. Don't get this twisted. Don't get it sideways and say, Daryl said it. I'm not that smart. Hey, don't ever leave here and say Daryl said this, because Daryl's not that smart. But it's what the Lord said. I want to say this to you guys. This life is short. And here's what I found. The more you love others, the more fulfilled you will be. The more you love others, the more fulfilled you will be. The more you will find that sense of fulfillment. And I'm going to say this, the more you share your heart with others, the easier your path and your journey is going to be. Am I saying there won't be struggles? Am I saying there won't be difficult times? No, I'm not saying that, but here's what I am saying. When those times happen, you will have somebody to share those times with. There will be somebody who will walk up to you and say a kind word, will hug you and tell you they love you and I'm here for you. It's going to help you get through it. Oh, I couldn't imagine my life without the folks who have the love of Christ in their heart. I couldn't imagine my life, how it would have gone. I was a little fat boy that stuttered. I didn't say anything right, nor did I do anything right. I've been twisted all my life. But here's what I found. When I do what the Lord has asked of me, it doesn't matter, because he's going to fix it. Hey, you hear me hollering and screaming, right? Hey, you understand me? And that's proof. If he'll do it for me, he'll do it for you. Now, I've sat up here and hollered and screamed, and I did let the pastor speak. How terrible is that? I've got faults. I fall short. But I'm going to get up tomorrow, and I'm going to do the best that I can do, and I ask this of you as I close. I mean, I'm happy to see everybody here. I'm so encouraged seeing these new faces, seeing these folks come in. I'm going to close with this. You get up tomorrow and just do the best that you can do. You do whatever the Lord has placed inside your heart. And I'm going to say this. Don't care what somebody else says. There's going to be folks who will see your life and say, well, he or she should have did that. Don't worry about that. You do what the Lord has placed inside your heart. Accept him as your Savior, and you do what you can to serve him. What's going to happen at the end of this life? We all get to go home on the big bus. I say it's a blue bus, but it could be orange, yellow, green. I don't care. I don't care where I sit, as long as I get to go. On the bus is all that matters. And I hope it's full. And I'd like to see all of you as well, everybody in town, but it says it's a narrow gate. Let me shut up, because it's noon. There's folks hungry, and I'm still talking. That is how powerful the love of Christ is. It's supposed to change people's lives. But how does it change people's lives? By us getting out there hugging and loving on people. And by showing them it's real. And it is. It's a good start. And you're right. And I like what you said, because we all have different gifts. Whatever gift he's gave you, share it. Some people cook. My grandmother was the world's greatest cook. I wish she was still there with 1,000 pounds, but I don't. Starving to death. I don't eat the way I should, but that's okay. But whatever your gift is, what you use it. That's what he's saying. They don't judge people. They don't knock folks down. He's saying, build somebody up. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to let him close, and I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but let me say this. This is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I heard Cheryl say something, and I'm a whole lot like you. Oftentimes, I don't go into that research and see what's behind it, but I understood it was in red. I understood it was by the Lord. I understood that it was directly from Christ. I understood it's some things that we must do. See, I don't have to understand it because I'm not that smart. I'm not going to understand it, but here's what I do. I understand this. If I'll obey what he's asking me, then what's going to happen? See, I'm not very smart, guys. I wish I could do what he did. Can't. But here's what I can do. I can make a conscious effort, and so can you. It's about doing what you can do. That is enough. But you have to do it. And man, I'm going to stay up here and talk to y'all forever because I love you. All of you. Short, tall, like me, twisted, it's okay. Here's what I love about the Lord. He loves me the way I am regardless. On days the words hang, he still loves me. On words they don't hang, he still loves me. In my life, I've seen some ups and downs. I've seen some folks. Somebody told me yesterday that I wasn't special. I said, I'm not surprised. I've known it all my life. She's right. But it's okay. She didn't mean it. She's just joking. But I am special. Who am I special to? Amen. We all are. How powerful is that? One day somebody's going to take me inside his arms, and regardless of all my flaws, he's going to love me. He has since day one. But I have to accept it. Y'all let me say that. Shut up. I can go on forever. It's 12. It's noon. It's noon. Close with this. Live passes that thing. For somebody, it's sundown. I'm going to say that again. I'm saying that. For somebody, it's sundown. Every day for somebody today, folks. Sundown. Quitting time. Here's what is so final about that. It's done. The book has been written. You can't undo it. You can't change it. It's done. Wouldn't it be terrible if you stood before the Lord and there's no more second chances? You stand before Him and you say, it's done. Here's what you've done. It's cut. It's clear. It's black. It's white. It's dry. We're not going to erase. We're not going to unlock anything. We're going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to judge you. And however it falls, it is what it is. How powerful is depart from me? I never knew you. Where are you going? You're going to hell forever. How long is forever? I don't know. I'm not that smart. But I know it's a long time, right? Who wants to go anywhere that's bad forever? That's what it's about, y'all. It's about eternity. And why does anybody go? It's a free gift. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to let you tell you what I have to say. But thank you for your time. But impact somebody's life. By what? By sharing the word of Christ. The love of God.
You mentioned the same scripture. One he was quoting about depart from me because I never knew you. Apparently, a lot of those people were church people, or what we think of now as church people. But they didn't give their heart to God. They went to church. They did things that they thought God wanted them to do. But they didn't accept that free gift. That's really sad.
That's awful.
He also asked, how hard is it to love people? Without God in your heart, it's near impossible to truly love Him. But with God, all things are possible.
And when you stand before Him, He will know if He was inside your heart. Because if you can love somebody, just like He said, He's in your heart.
He makes it possible to love others. Is there anything further before we're dismissed? Roy, would you dismiss us?
Lord, walk with us. Show us everything that you have to offer. Help us.